at the monthly time frame now on GJ. So seems like we were in a downtrend from up there, right? Just give me a second. Let me just. Let's just take this off. Trade to. There we go. Okay, everything else looks good. Let's give people another couple minutes to join in as well. So obviously with GJ, bro, we're gonna be trading the NY Open.
Yeah.
Yeah, because with GJ you don't usually get a lot of liquidity grabs because it's not as volatile as gold, but gold usually does grab a lot of liquidity. Even it reacts really good to the liquidity areas on the 1 minute time frame. That's the thing about gold, but with GJ it's not the same. What's up people on YouTube? Today we're going to be trading GJ because obviously it's a bank holiday for gold. Not going to be trading gold today. It's going to be pound yen. That's all we are going to be looking at, because obviously with gold you're just not going to get much volatility. Yesterday you had such a massive move as well, and this just seems like just a correction of the move up. So yeah, what sort of candles are we printing? I mean, it does have some volatility though on gold. The candles that we are printing are like 7-8 pips candles, because the thing is, right, on gold we are expecting that correction as well, and the volatility seems like it is there, to be honest. So how much have we moved so far on the daily time frame now? So the daily candle altogether has moved about is moved a lot, actually, more than 200 pips. But let's see what the last 4-hour candle has done, because that's more relevant to us. In the last 4 hour we moved about 100 pips as well. So the correction was really nice, 100 pips correction, but it was expected. We had the buyers all the way from down here, to be honest. Hey, what's up everyone? What's up? Let's just give people another like couple minutes to join in, and then we're gonna do our analysis and breakdown on GJ, because it's a bank holiday today on when it comes to USD. So I'm really not interested in trading gold, because it doesn't make sense, does it? Look at that, it says all day you have USD bank holiday, and yeah, it really doesn't make sense for us to put our money in any sort of trades that are obviously when the probability is stacked against us. So today the probability is definitely not on our side if we were to start trading gold. But whereas GJ has nothing to do with USD, right? It's pound yen, so it's got to do with the British pound and the Japanese yen. Do we have any sort of news though for pound or yen? We have news coming in for euro, but that was around 10 a.m. actually. So we got Gbpjpy folder, but again, that's not anything that's really high volatile. So we should have really clean price action today then. Anyway, are you in any sort of positions so far, Garcia, on GJ?
No, man, it's just been like stuck in this range.
Yeah, we're gonna have to wait for the range to break. Okay, let's quickly just go over everything. But I don't think today we're gonna get a lot of people joining us, so I'm just gonna start my breakdown now, because on bank holiday usually people don't tune into any sort of live streams when it comes to Forex, because they're not trading. And yeah, it makes a lot of sense, right? So looking at this monthly candle now, obviously, first of all, we need to see where are we on GJ. So this is where we started the uptrend from. If we forget that, right, let's quickly go straight to the monthly candle first, and let's just see what the monthly candle is doing, because at the moment, what are we doing? We're creating higher highs and higher lows. Did you focus on 2-star news or 3-star news? Over here on Forex Factory there are no stars. You just have folders. You have the yellow folder, the orange folder, and the red folder. So the red folder is the one that you have to watch out for. So you had AUD news. The red folder is really volatile. So for example, you have NFP. NFP is a really volatile news event, so you really have to watch out. But anyway, looking at the monthly time frame now, even if we look to the left, right, where did we get a pullback from? This is where you usually get a pullback from. Red folder on GBP today. Do we? Maybe, I don't know.
No, I don't see that.
I don't see that either. Where's the red folder on GBP? There is no red folder today. Let's go more. No, there is no red folder today. There might be one tomorrow.
We had news during London, but that's about it.
GDP this AM.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was it.
that's it. We don't have any more news kicking in, so it should be clean price action, to be honest. So as soon as we break out of the range, I'm not really expecting any sort of dodgy stuff. Should be clean price action, honestly. Anyway, so guys, let's get back into our analysis now, right? First of all, looking at the monthly time frame. Where was the pullback area when we started this massive downtrend? So this was such a massive bearish move all the way to the downside, right? It pushed down that's about 700 pips, and that's a lot on GJ. And so obviously something like this, we expected this to be corrected, right? So now we gotta understand another thing. Look, where is your highs? The highs are all the way up here. So until we actually violate these highs, we're not really violating the structure, right? So the structure is still holding. The bearish structure that we started is still holding. So at this point now, look at this. This was our rejection area. Price came all the way down here, and then from here we saw buyers take control once again, right? So we understand that from here buyers always take control. Look at that, we got another touch on the right as well. So we have some sort of double bottom being formed at this point, right? So we understand that every time price comes down to this area, buyers take control. But then we need to see another thing. Okay, when price comes down to this area, what happens? So well, guess what happens is price created a new high, and then it formed a new low, and then it formed a new high, and this high was above the previous high, right? So at this point price is forming higher highs and higher lows, and then you gotta see, okay, where did it start rejecting from? So we understand that price actually started to reject all the way from this level, right? So this became our range. So this was the top side of the range at this point, and this became the downside of the range. Now you're trying to make sense out of this. You're trying to see, okay, why did price actually reject from this? Well, look to the left. This was where your structure is. This is where your structure is, right? This is the first structure that you have, the most relevant structure that you have after, you know, the structure started to the downside, and then obviously this becomes your support area, right? And at this point we turned it into a resistance area. So now at this point what happened was we started to form new lower lows and low highs, and this was your second attempt to break down at this point. So now we understand that we had two massive attempts to break down, and both times we actually failed. So now what is that telling us? And obviously look at this. At this point, as soon as we got the second touch as well, look at all of these candles. So beautiful, right? All the way to the top side. And now again, if we go down to the monthly time frame, this becomes our most relevant support. So now so far what price action is telling us is that this is the range that we are in. This is your monthly range at this point as well. And we know that obviously every time price does come around this area, you get massive rejections to the downside. But now we do understand another thing as well, that there is a lot of liquidity to the top side, so above this. So if I quickly just remove this, where are the all-time highs of the range? The all-time highs were actually all the way here, right? This was our all-time highs. If I just quickly mark this as well, can I get a quick, yeah, there you go. If I just mark this, we understand that above this we have a lot of liquidity in the market. So now look at this candle, right? It broke above this. It actually pushed up about 15 pips, stopping everyone out, grabbing a lot of liquidity in the market, and now the next candle has started to push down. So now at this point now, we're trying to make sense out of this. Why is the next candle pushing down? Well, basically this is your new monthly open, right? Or look at the month, we're only 11 days into the new month, right? So at this point you're like, okay, potentially price is just forming that bottom wick, because GJ is not as volatile as gold. Maybe the bottom wick formation can take the first 2 weeks, and then when we have formed the bottom wick, we can start pushing up to actually correct the actual move, right? So now the destination will become the previous wick, and the wick is all the way up there. So now let's say we're looking for our buy position. We need to see to the left, right? Where does usually price reject from when it's pushing down? So looking to the left, look at that, we had one rejection over here, but we're way past that now, so that's not really relevant. And next rejection is all the way down there. If we look at this, this becomes our next rejection now, right? if we can just mark this, but obviously we need to see numerous touches. We can't just go based off one touch. We need to see at least couple. But again, this is a monthly rejection, so it becomes quite strong, right? So even if we go to the top side, look at that. Price came all the way up here. We got a rejection from there. Then obviously we started to chill below this area. Once again, broke out of it. Next one came all the way up again, rejected from this point on. And if we just move this up a little bit more, guess what? We're also aligning this with our resistance that we have. And the current price action is literally tapping into this now, right? And so now our question... So this is what we have to question now as traders. We're like, okay, this should be the first question at the moment. If I can just put this here. So obviously this is our first question now. Are we forming a bottom wick? And now within this question, there is two more questions. You know, we'll keep it simple. Is it done or not? So you have to keep trading really simple, right? We understand that, okay, the monthly candle at the moment is forming a bottom wick, because unless we start to violate these previous monthly lows, you are forming a bottom wick, right? Because look at the previous candle. The previous candle actually engulfed everything to the left, and we do understand what sustainable price action is. Obviously now something like this was expected. Previous candle actually grabbed a lot of liquidity. This one's coming down now, forming a bottom wick. And now our question that we have to ask is the bottom wick done at this point? So now if we go down to the weekly time frame, let's see what's happening. Okay, there we go. At this point now, again, we had a retest right here on the weekly time frame, on the weekly candle, and then from there we started to drop. So now let's see if we can find something to the left. Does this area usually hold as resistance? Let's see. With GJ, you have to keep it really simple. You can't make it as complex as gold, because you don't really have a lot of liquidity zones in GJ. Okay, looking to the left, yes, usually this does become your rejection area. This does become your rejection area when price rejects from here. It goes all the way down. Look at that, it drops all the way down. You got your second retest here then. And so we do understand that obviously this is some area of relevance as well. From here, we got a rejection closed below. And then obviously the next candle came all the way up to actually retest this. So now again, we need to see, cool. We're tapping this area now. We're rejecting from this area, and we're also tapping into this area now. And potentially we have a bottom wick of at least a couple pips now as well, right? So now we need to ask another question. Are we going to start turning this area into our resistance and then start breaking the daily lows? At that point, obviously, we understand that, cool, sells make a lot of sense. So for me, I'm taking sells below this area. So for me, what I'm looking for now is for price to start forming lower lows and lower highs below this key area that we have, which is 152.600, right? But you also have your quarter point here. Let me just quickly mark the quarter point, because potentially we might just be retesting this quarter point and then from there start to drop down, right? So I'll just quickly mark this as well. But obviously this is our daily lows at this point, right? So now if we can start forming some sort of resistance below this quarter point that we have, start turning this key area potentially into some sort of resistance, at that point start violating the daily lows, we can most definitely take it down, right? Again, looking to the left, when we do usually reject from this area, we get a really nice drop. So we do understand that, but again, we understand another thing. We have to be really fluid in the markets, right? We also see that this area gets turned into support as well. So this is a key area. That's why this is called a key area, right? So now at this point, again, you guys can see this gets turned into support. So now it becomes really crucial for us to wait for those extra bit of confirmations. Just have patience, and then at that point we can definitely capitalize on something, right? Because the whole candle has only moved about, is this, so Garcia, this is 132 pips, right? The whole candle has moved.
That's
on
Yeah,
the daily.
131,
Yeah,
130
yeah, yeah.
pips.
On the weekly time frame. Okay, so now at this point, again, the weekly lows are all the way down there. Yeah, my bad, guys. I'm actually, this is about 30 pips now. Okay, let's go back to the daily time frame now. Let's see what the daily time frame shows us. Okay, look at that. So at this point now, we have the highs. The highs have been formed pretty much, and the lows have been formed as well. So my bad, this is actually your weekly lows, not daily lows. Apologies. Now look at this, guys. Again, as I said, if we start turning this area into some sort of support area, guess what's happening? We're taking this all the way to the top side, right? We understand where our key area is. Again, we can try align this with something to the left. Again, it's going to be really, really choppy, so we have to keep it really simple, right? But where can we see price going up to, and then from that point on rejecting? Well, look at this. Price actually pulls all the way back up to this level, and then from there we get a rejection, and this is the last bit of rejection I can see, like the last bit of rejection. And then if we do clear this rejection here, which is your 855, and then after that you got your full point approaching up there as well, at that point you're going to start violating daily lows. And honestly, at this point is looking good. And we got your NY open approaching in the next 9 minutes as well. If we start forming some sort of higher highs, higher lows above this area, I think we can take a really nice buy position now. Let's look at the 4 hour. How is it looking? Look at the 4 hour rejecting. Previous 4 hour rejected as well. This 4 hours rejecting as well at this point after forming an upper wick as well. So what business does it have rejecting once again, right? The only business it has is that it wants to go back up. That's the only thing I can really think of. You have really, really clean candles to the left. There is not much mess. At least to the daily highs, we can definitely target that. Really, really nice move I can see. Us catching at least 20 pips away. Daily highs are 20 pips away. As soon as we start breaking those daily highs, obviously then the next upper wick becomes the destination, right? Which is all the way up there. Again, going back to the weekly, look at your weekly now. Again, starting to reject. And now at this point, even looking at the weekly, this is the only area that we have over here that becomes the last bit of a rejection area. After this, you guys can see we don't have any sort of rejection areas on the weekly. Next rejection areas that we will approach are all the way up here, so we actually have a lot of clean traffic. This could be our first TP1. This will be my TP1 for the buyers. This is potentially your 250 quarter point, right? Nice. That's your 250 quarter point. At this point now, you're starting to form some sort of support area above 750. I think we can really take it up. This area here is a key level as well. Do you want to keep that in our mind? I want to see support. I want to see a nice support being formed above this level, and then at that point, because look at that, look to the left, right? This is the most relevant price action we have at the moment. This is on the weekly, and it also aligns with your daily as well, right? You can see, and this is the only rejection area we have. After this, look at that, clean traffic to the top side. And you know, when you have clean candles, guess what? There are no orders here. This just tells you like, okay, this is clean traffic. There are no sell orders here, so you're not going to have any sort of issue around this area. But until we actually break out of this, we understand that there are a lot of selling orders here. But once we do start obviously breaking out of this and we start seeing more buy orders being activated, at that point with volatility in the next 6 minutes, we can take it back up. So I want to see some sort of support being formed above that area though. On the 4 hour, that's going to be pretty much up here as well, yeah. Even look at us, we're at like all-time lows at the moment as well. So this is us like catching it all the way from the downside. So it could really work out nicely. Really nicely could work out. Let's look at the 30 minutes. So yeah, look at the 30 minutes time frame as well. Basically, that's above the resistance that we have on the 30 minutes as well, right? Look at your time frame. We are within this range. If we do start forming some sort of support, look at that. You have a support. When you do, obviously, look at this. Look to the left as well. When you form a support here, you get a very explosive move. So we're trying to mirror something like this. This will be definitely something we're trying to mirror on GJ. But hopefully we get some volatility kicking in, because I know GJ is a slow moving pair, so I'll be super careful, right? But I definitely want to see something like this. And yeah, we're just gonna have to wait today, because GJ is a slow moving pair, so just gotta wait, man. Just gotta wait. Your Discord is invalid. I don't use Discord, guys. Follow me on Insta. I'm not active on Discord. Follow me on Insta. I'll make a Telegram soon as well, but on Discord I'm not really active. But give me a follow on Insta though. On Insta I'll reply to all of your messages that you guys have. Okay, at this point again we got NY open approaching in the next 4 minutes, right? Next 4 minutes. This area over here, you have a lot of liquidity above here as well, a lot of liquidity. I want to see some sort of support being formed here, but if we start now rejecting off of this area and start violating all laws, at that point I'm just looking for sells. I'm looking for this key area that we have. I want to see this area gets turned into some sort of, what's it called, resistance. At that point I'm taking it down, honestly. If we start violating the previous 30-minute lows at this point now, that can be a really good confirmation to take price down, right? Really nice confirmation, because at that point you're respecting this resistance as well. Start violating the previous 30-minute lows, you have a really nice range to the downside. So I'll be looking for sells below this area and buys above there. So sells below this key area makes a lot of sense, honestly, a lot of sense. Because look, the structure lows are all the way down there as well. As soon as you start breaking these lows, you're potentially coming down to the structure lows, right? And then obviously after that, once you start to violate these lows, you're coming all the way down. You have a really nice range to the downside. But until then, we're just expecting this to be a pullback and yeah, some sort of support being formed up there. At that point, we can take it all the way back up. The price action is actually quite rangy though today. And let's also see XAU USD. What are we doing on XAU USD? This 30-minute candle has pushed about 46 pips. Yeah, but look at this now, right? A lot of ranginess. Yeah, we're not really gonna see anything on GJ, so there is just no point. Look at this candle now. Wow, such a nice close above 750. Now at this point, honestly, if we can start turning the 750 area into a support area, I'm taking this all the way to the top side, honestly. If we can start turning this into some sort of support, the 750 area. Bro, do you use magic keys to trade GJ or no? You do?
Yeah.
I'm putting my stop loss at 7.6 pips, but it's only letting me risk about 0.3%. Not the whole 1%. I don't know why. But if I drag it all the way down, then my risk does go up to 1%. I don't know why it's doing that. Usually on gold, it doesn't do that. On gold, it doesn't matter. Even if my stop loss is like 2-3 pips, if I have put the risk at, obviously, oh, this candle is nice. Bro, I'm honestly trying to take a position soon. I can't lie to you. If we can honestly get like a... At this point, this becomes really nice. This becomes really nice. And if this starts breaking those highs, I think we can really take it up. With the NY open, if we can start respecting this area, honestly, I think we're going all the way up. If you start turning this 750 area into support, at that point, obviously, this range is really nice as well. And then start forming our support above this area. At that point, we can take it all the way to the top side. Obviously, the first area that we do have to look out for will be our 153 area, right? But that's a little bit far away anyway. That's about 153 is about 23 pips. I think we can definitely capitalize on these 23 pips.
Yeah, I think so.
This is the area that we have to watch out for. Obviously, we understand that sellers do take control here, but now it's looking nice over here. We have a lot of buying momentum kicking in. At this point, hopefully with the NY open, if we can start respecting 750, potentially take it back up. This is your NY open now. You're waiting for that bottom wick to be formed, and then obviously you're expecting 750 to get turned into support, and I'm taking this all the way to the top side at that point. Honestly, bro, if it starts breaking these highs over here, I like it to the top side now. If we start breaking these highs, stop loss like below this to give you a little bit more room to breathe and kind of like take it all the way to the top side. If we start breaking these highs, I think it's really nice. Because at this point, there should be volatility, right? This is your NY open. And with volatility, you're expecting all highs to get broken. I'm looking to take a position here as soon as, guys, we start flipping now. Okay, I might be in this, bro. A little bit of an impulsive entry, but I don't mind. And I want to see these highs get broken at this point now. This gets turned into support 750, and at that point we're taking it all the way to the top side. Let's see how it works out, because you can start turning this into your resistance as well, so I want to be extra careful. And yeah, just wait for that confirmation. I look to kind of like scale in though, most definitely. So going in with like a low risk position at the moment, less than 0.5% risk on this. Now I want to see a little bit more confirmation. At that point I'll look to scale in. But yeah, until then we just have to wait. Maybe on the break of this I'll scale in with another position. But this is when you usually get the momentum kick in, right? NY open. Or how does it work? I think, yeah, this is when you get your momentum kick in. This is your NY open. At this point, look at your 30-minute candle as well. You have the bottom wick. It needs to form an upper wick. So you're expecting these lows over here to be respected, the structure lows at this point. You need to see, okay, cool. Where do you usually start a very nice leg up from? So we can see that we usually do get a really nice leg up from here. So that's why the stop loss has to be obviously below the key area, right? Expecting the key area to be respected. So let me actually just make it precise. So actually just below this. This will be like 12 pip stop loss for us at this point. Just below the key area, and that's gonna up. Yeah, that's a perfect stop loss. And now at this point, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna look to scale in on this position. If this starts to play out, now I want to see these lows being respected and these highs being broken, and then I'm looking to potentially scale in on a winning trade. But first it needs to get turned into a winning trade, and then obviously our main TP will be up there, so I'll be looking to hold this if this works out for about 46 pips, right? But we have to wait for it to work out first. There we go. We're starting to flip now at this point on GJ, but still waiting, guys. Still waiting. Right now I have a tiny risk position running. I'll add more risk when I see a little bit more confirmation, but until then just have to wait. Right now price is just not doing anything whatsoever. So until I start seeing momentum candles, I'm not interested. You don't want to put your money on the line just to get stuck in a choppy price action. You don't want to get stuck in choppiness. Let's see what happens. 1879 sell XU. I don't know, guys. I'm not trading gold today. You can ask me about GJ, but gold I'm not trading today. With GJ, I'm expecting to add another position up here, but until then, I'm just waiting. I want to see some sort of rejections from this area. Buyers take control, and then from there start breaking these highs, the structure highs that we have formed. At that point, obviously, the next structure highs are coming up, which are literally about 5 pips away, right? 5 pips away. And then at that point, as soon as we start to violate them, I want to see this area gets turned into support. As soon as we see this area being turned into support, at that point I'll be holding. Until then, I'm just chilling. Look at your again, the area that we do understand can become the rejection area is this key area, right? So if we start now forming resistance and start turning this area into some sort of resistance area, at that point you're like, okay, now I want to take my position out. But until then, you just have to give it a little bit more room to breathe. So the structure lows are actually all the way down there. You need to see, okay, where does usually you get the momentum kicking in from? Well, it kicks in from the key area, right? So now in order for us to obviously scale in on this position, stop loss has to be below the key area, and then just got to let it do his thing. And 30-minute lows have not been violated just yet. So let's see if we can respect these 30-minute lows, and then obviously from there start bouncing all the way back up. Let's see what happens. Previous 30-minute candle closed with a rejection from the downside as well. This one can potentially be now dropping down to retest the key area. From there start pushing up. Let's see what happens. Slow price action. At this point, look, this area really becomes crucial, guys. I want to see this here being respected, and from here, if we see a really nice bullish candle, I'll look to scale in with a position, but I really want to see this area being respected. Otherwise, I'm going to take out this tiny position that I have, which is less than 0.5% risk. Because if it's an impulsive entry, so it doesn't make sense for me to actually go in with a lot of risk. अपनी स्ट्रीम कर रहा हूँ, क्या चाहिए? नहीं इधर नहीं पड़े हुए, वो उसने लिए हुए हैं। ये रहे, ये पड़े हुए हैं। जल्दी करें, मैं अपनी स्ट्रीम कर रहा हूँ, आपको पता है इस वक्त मैं अपनी दरवाजा वो बंद कर दे चल।
Yeah, he broke like that 15-minute lows and stuff. I think at my drop.
Hey
Gone through
bro,
that
yeah,
support.
as I said, look bro, if we start turning this into resistance, I'm taking a position to the downside, but until then, just a little skill, little position I have running here. You see guys, now this area, look, I'm gonna start turning, I'm gonna start taking out this position now at this point. As soon as we start breaking these lows, look, this area should turn into the rejection area now, start forming some sort of double bottom here to start pushing up. Otherwise, if we start turning this into resistance now, at that point you can take it down. But this area should start becoming the rejection area, the rejection we are expecting, the pullback and the rejection. Because look at your 30 minutes as well, it has no upper wick so far. So now if you can start turning this into some sort of rejection area, that would be lovely. Lovely. You can get a really nice entry here. Where's my... Bro, this is completely different on GJ though. Completely different on GJ. Magic keys. So there we go. Turning this into a rejection area. Let's see if we can get a nice close at this point. Now look, where did usually buyers, where do we take control from? Buyers. So if we can start turning this into support now, at that point I'm going to scale in with the position. This is the pullback done now. You don't want to see these lows get violated. Yeah, it came down a little bit more, but at this point you just want to see GJ push all the way to the top side, right? But if you start to violate this and start breaking to the downside, at that point we're getting a nice push up. We're turning this area into resistance, and yeah, but this is the last bit of area we're expecting this to turn into support, right? Because look at the 30-minute candle as well. There is no upper wick whatsoever. This is your retest potentially, and yeah, let's see what happens from here. But if we do start closing below there, at that point I'm switching my bias and I'm sticking with sells. But until then, bias for me. Bro, would you take a sell position now? Or when? How do you usually trade GJ?
I would wait for sells below like
Yeah.
152, 560, and buys above 153.
Yeah, right now I'm not touching any sells. Sells are really dangerous right now. Buyers can work out. Even sells, obviously, it can start dropping, but it becomes really tricky for sells to play out. This is the area where I'm expecting a rejection from and then potentially get a nice push to the top side. Now, at this point, again, if we start turning this area into resistance, I'm taking it out. But from here, we can potentially form the next leg up. So from here, start pushing up. Let's see. Just need to wait for more volatility to kick in at that point. Let's see what happens, man. Let's see what happens. Now look, where did you see sellers take control from? The most previous area is right there. That's the most recent area. Now if you get close above there, guess what? That's probability on our side again. Let's see what happens. Are we gonna turn this into a resistance? If you start turning this into a resistance here and engulfing bearish candle, at that point that's a confirmation for sell. Until then, this area is still holding. Look at the key area. We're still above the key area, but again, if this gets turned into a resistance, start breaking the lows. At that point, we're coming all the way downtown. With GJ, you just need to have a lot of patience, guys. A lot of patience. A lot of patience. Because it doesn't move. With gold, you get those explosive moves, right? But with GJ, you can't do that. You just need to wait, and wait. That's why I don't trade GJ. That's the thing, right? Trading is such a personal thing, man.
GJ, the 1 hour rejected, didn't, it still respected the previous 1 hour, and we don't have a top wick at all.
Yes, it does work. The price action does work on the 1 minute time frame. We only do trade the 1 minute time frame, and we trade gold though. We don't trade GJ. That's the thing. So on GJ, it can still work, but again, with GJ, the thing is, right, it becomes a little bit tricky to trade the 1 minute time frame because you have to wait for those extra bit of confirmations, and those confirmations you need to, I guess, wait for 30-minute to close, 15-minute to close. But with the with gold is really volatile, right? So you just need those 1 minute confirmations. But GT is usually for you if you are starting to trade, right? Because it's so slow, it gives you like so many options. You can really easily manage risk on GT. Whereas with gold, you have to really be sharp, right? Really, really sharp. Look at this now. If it's not going your way, you have like the 1 minute candle has only moved like 1 pip. If you want to take out your position, you're like, yeah, I'm just down 1 pip. Let me take it out. But with gold, that 1 pip is going to be like 20 pips. Let's see what happens. Honestly, if we start turning this into resistance, at that point, sells make sense. Until then, I'm just looking for buyers. Until then, no sells for me. So maybe the break of these lows over here, and then at that point retest, because this becomes your retest, right? So now if we start breaking these lows, sells look good. Sells look good. But you have to wait for the lows to get broken. And then again, look at your 30-minute time frame as well. Right now, you are in an uptrend. You are making higher highs and higher lows. Over here, you did start to reject from this resistance. Okay, now maybe bro, sales might start to play out now. If we don't reject from this point on, what do you think?
Yeah, it could be very possible.
Yeah, from this point on now. If we start closing below this, do a little bit of a retest up here, start breaking these lows. At that point, I think we can take it down.
Yeah, if that 1 hour breaks that previous wick low.
That's what I'm thinking as well now. Maybe below this now, sales can make sense, honestly. But have to wait though, have to wait for the close, guys. But this is looking good to take it to the downside now, bro.
Yeah, very.
Let me just get my magic keys up and ready. Guys, right now still not looking for sales just yet, but if you start breaking the lows at that point, it makes sense. But have to wait for a nice close, right? Have to wait for a nice break below. Until then, it's still your buy structure. This is just your double top being formed. Let me show you guys one thing. See this, right? First rejection, this becomes your second rejection. If this candle starts breaking all-time highs, that's a really nice confirmation to the top side. Until then, we just have to wait, have to wait. Ooh, this candle, the way this is like pushing down, bro, I feel like it's just gonna drop now, honestly. Might take a little cheeky position here, I'm thinking. But the candles are not really that volatile though. There's only 3-4 pips. But again, that's GJ for you, right? Let's see what happens. Now, if you start turning this into your resistance, I want to see at least a nice volatile candle. Nice volatile candle. Otherwise, it's really choppy. Really choppy. You have your 750 up here. Your 500 is down there. Because if we're starting to turn this into your resistance, we're coming all the way down to your 0.500, which is all the way here. This could really easily be achieved. 0.500. But again, have to wait. See if this key area gets turned into your resistance first. At that point, you're like, okay, I'm taking this down. I'm taking out my buy position that I had, and I'm taking it down. I'm being fluid in the market. But until then, you have to wait, right? This can just turn into your pullback and go straight to the top side. So until then, you just have to wait. This area is really crucial. You have to wait for this area to break. And you want to see a nice candle as well. You don't want to just see the lows get broken and take an impulsive entry. No, you want to see a nice candle closing below. Got another minute left for the new 15-minute, and then from there potentially we're going to see more volatility kick in. And at this point, honestly, we start breaking these highs over here. I think we're pushing all the way to the top side, and then this is the pullback done, in my opinion. At that point, we're not coming down anymore. If we start breaking 152.700, we're going all the way to the top side, in my opinion. Like something like this could be good as well, honestly. If you could get something like this, basically. But have to wait for a nice close above this, keeping like a tight stop loss, obviously below the structure lows. This is the new 15-minute open at this point now. This will obviously have more volume, so let's see what happens. So the previous one actually rejected, a little bit of a rejection, tiny bit of a rejection. It has no upper wick either, the 15 minutes. So yeah, let's see what happens. Man, sales is so tricky right now, so tricky, because you're literally at the bottom side of this range, and this, in my opinion, is kind of like your pullback to take it all the way to the top side. So I'm looking to execute here, just take it all the way to the top side. Honestly, if we can start closing above this, I think that's a nice confirmation to take it to the top side, kind of like aiming for the highs of the range first, all the way here, obviously, right, which is 11 pips, and then after that obviously take it all the way. If we can start turning that area after that into support, at that point you can like literally just hold it, right, to like TP1 or something. Let's just have to wait and see. Just have to wait and see which way we see the volatility kicking in, either to the downside or the top side. But for the downside, we need to wait a nice engulfing bearish candle, another retest, and then break the lows of that engulfing bearish candle. Otherwise it becomes really tricky, because the volatility is just not there right now. I don't want to trade these candles here. These are really choppy candles, really choppy candles. This was, when did we open? The NY open was right here. This was your NY open. At this point with the NY open, obviously pushed down about not even 20 pips, guys. We have not pushed down even 20 pips. Keep that in your mind. So this can just be a bottom wick being formed. At that point, correct the whole move, and then obviously start forming new highs. So just keep that in your mind. We've not even pushed down 20 pips. So keep that in your mind. Look at that again, you're rejecting, and then price is pushing straight back up. You know, a lot of buying order. There's a lot of buyers here, man. Buy orders are being executed over here. A lot of buy orders are being executed here. So let's see how it plays out. I'll just take off my magic keys for now. Man, if we can get a nice close above this, the buys look really good. The pullback will be done at this point. Let's see though. Let's see. Oh, GJ is a buy. Yeah, I'm only looking for buys myself right now. Obviously, if we do for sells, it becomes really tricky, man. For sells, it is really tricky. Sells maybe below there, but I don't know. With sells, I don't feel too comfortable right now. Even looking at the monthly, he's showed you guys the monthly is tapping into this area. So from here, we can see a little bit of a correction, at least to the top side, right? But if we do start clearing this, we're going to see a really nice push to the downside. But yeah, it becomes tricky, man. This is really slow price action, so I'm not really used to slow price action, so I'm gonna wait for those extra bit of confirmations. Usually they are really quick, my confirmations, right? Because I trade gold, but this is not gold, guys, so we can't treat it the same way. This is like when you start trading, right? You trade these pairs, so like it's really basic price action. You have to really stick to those basic confirmations, I guess. But honestly, the probability, if we start breaking these highs, start closing above, as I said earlier as well, if we start closing above 700, I'm looking to take this buy position. If we get a nice close above 700, I'm taking this all the way to the top side now. I'm liking this, honestly. I'm liking this position. You know what, guys? I'm in this buy position here, all the way to the top side. I'm in this buy position now, all the way to the top side. Let's see how this plays out. I'm taking this all the way to the top side. I'm gonna hold it for like 20 pips. Ooh, 30 pips. How long should we hold it for? I think we can hold it for at least like, yeah, we can easily hold this for like 30-40 pips, right? If it works out, that is, because this can turn into your pullback area as well. But at this point, honestly, if this does not work out, I'm gonna call it a day, guys, because really slow price action. But I really want the bias to play out. My stop loss is obviously below the structure. Oh wow, what's happening here? I don't know why it's selecting this. Yeah, my thing's broken as well. But yeah, from here, I'm not expecting price to come down anymore. If it does come down, starts breaking these lows, at that point, I'm not going to be looking to take any more trades. I want GG to fly up from here. That's what I want. I want GG to fly up from here. It looks good. This is our pullback done. At this point now, we need to start forming new highs. Otherwise, this becomes your upper wick on the 15 minutes. It's going to start breaking the lows and start pushing down. And sells become really tricky. We have this 13 pip range. Until we actually break this, you can just stop pushing up. So sells become really tricky within this range. So I want GG to push up, not push down. There we go. Starting to get a nice push up at this point. Let's see if we can start breaking these highs. At that point, we should be good. Otherwise, you can expect a pullback, right? But you don't want to see these lows over here get broken. If these lows get broken, I'm taking out my position. Stop loss just below these lows over here. That's my stop loss. Below these lows is my stop loss. So just below these lows is my stop loss. As long as we don't violate these, I'm good to go. I'm up about 2 pips on my actual position right now. So yeah, let's see how it plays out. Now this becomes our, look, we're retesting this key area at this point now. If we can honestly start breaking these highs over here, at this point after retesting this key area, I think we're going to see a really nice push up. So obviously first target will be this range here, right? Top side of the range. And then obviously from there, next target will be obviously we start forming support up here. We're going to take it back up. I'm about 3 pips right now. Let's see how this plays out. Looking nice so far. Ooh, look at this, 4 pips up. Nice, nice, nice. 5 pips up. Wow, really nice. My stop loss is 8 pips, so my 1-to-1 will get hit in like another 3 pips. But yeah, at this point, look, I'm gonna hold this though, at least for like 1 to 2, because we're catching it all the way from the lows. So yeah, potentially we're gonna see, like, if we can see this support being formed into some sort of support, we can hold it. Look at this, I'm up like 5 pips right now. See this position, right? Up about 5 pips right now on GJ. I'm holding this though, for sure. And I did tell you guys, as long as we respect these lows, we're going to be good to go up. So let's see what happens now. And above 6 pips now at this point. Really nice, really, really nice. Just gotta let it do its thing at this point, honestly. I think you locked the drawing tool. How did I lock it? I don't know what I done. I done something. Because every time I just click now, it grabs the thingy, the measuring tool. I don't know why it's doing that. I'm up 6 pips now on GJ. Really nice. I have a 10. Wow, I have a 10 lot open, guys. 10 lot open. I'm gonna hold this for 20 pips. Let's see if we can hold it for 20 pips. 6 pips up at this point. Let's see what we can get. We need to, obviously, now you gotta understand, we can expect a pullback from here now, right? This can become your pullback area. I don't know what's happening with my, I think it's this screen on the right, guys, that's messing about, because it's doing the same thing on my MetaTrader 5 as well. I don't know why. I don't know what's happening with my PC. Something's bugging out for sure. But yeah, GJ so far so good. You in this trade, Garcia, or not yet?
Yeah, I am, bro.
How many pips up?
5.
5? Yes, sir. 10 pips, I'm securing half though, and making it break even at 10 pips, and then I'm gonna let the rest just go up. So I think, obviously, if I secure half at 10 pips, on a 10 lot, how much is that going to be potentially? Because I have 10 lots open right now on GJ.
You have a 10 lot open?
Yeah, I think that's gonna be $1,000, right?
Is what?
10 pips is gonna be $1,000, right? On 10 lot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is 1,000.
yeah. I might hold it for 20 lots, 20 pips though. Because so far, look, and now there is nothing that should, you know, tell us like, look, sell GJ, right? I'm just like, this is amazing. We caught this all the way from the downside, and as soon as we start breaking out the range, we're pushing somewhere, right? Because like, what have we done so far? We haven't done anything. We've just been within this range. So that's the thing. I'm willing to hold this and take a loss on this because my stop loss is really, really tiny. It's only 8 pips, and you guys gotta understand, I'm trading on a 200k account, right? So obviously for me, the risk to reward just makes a lot of sense for me to actually just hold this. If the buys work out from here, technically they should work out, right? So if they start working out from here, and we start breaking off this range, I think we can get a really nice push up at least to 250, 153.250. So I'm willing to hold this either to 250 or my stop loss. But obviously I don't recommend that you guys copy me. You guys need to do whatever you're comfortable with. This is what I'm looking to do, because it can most definitely just push down from here. This can be your 15-minute upper wick done, and it can just stop us out, right? You gotta understand that. Look at this, we're tapping this area now. This is where we formed the highs at. You gotta understand. So look at that, right? When you got the open, this was the 1 o'clock open. These were the highs formed with the open. So until we actually break above this, we haven't formed new highs for our session. But as soon as we start breaking above this, we have formed new highs. And look, we did make a new high at this point as well, right? But we haven't closed above it. So as soon as we start closing above it, that's really nice probability, right? You understand that? That's more probability to the top side. Hey bro, I don't know what I did. Every time I click on the charts, it just brings up that measuring tool now. I don't even have that selected. Does anyone know what I've done? Because I don't know what I did.
You've probably hit your magnet over on the left, which makes it do it every single time.
No, I selected the magnet now. Maybe. No, the magnet's not selected either.
No, it's not the magnet. It's something that I can't see, but I know it's right there somewhere. Sorry.
No worries. Lock or drag tools. No, it's not that either. I don't know what I've done. Because look, nothing's selected. Nothing's actually selected but the cross that I have, right? The cross is the only thing that's selected. But as soon as I left click, it just automatically brings up this measuring tool. But I don't know what it is. No clue. But honestly, I want to hold this for at least like 20 pips though. At least 20 pips. And I think we can see that happening if we if we can start turning some sort of support above this now, that'll be really nice. This was the session highs we created. Two things are going to happen. Either we're going to start forming a double top here, start breaking the lows. At that point, we're going to start dropping down. Otherwise, if we start forming new higher highs above this, we should be good to go. So let's see now if we can start breaking above this, start turning this into a support, and that's more confirmation to hold, right? So yeah. But I'm definitely not taking any more trades though. This is it. If this works out, lovely. Stop loss is below this, just literally below this, like 1 pip below this. There we go, got a nice engulfing bullish candle. You want the next one to start breaking the highs at this point and start forming new higher highs above this area at this point. So you want to see new higher highs being formed above 750 basically. So this 750 area becomes really crucial, right? Because if we start forming lower lows and lower highs below 750 at that point, the probability goes on selling side, because 750 is a QP on GJ. Usually a lot of selling orders are being executed here. But now if you can start turning this into some sort of support, start breaking these highs at that point, there's a lot of confirmation. We're definitely going to see 10 pips to the top side. That's really easy, I think. Try save and reload the page. Yeah, I'll probably have to do something like that. Let's see if we can do that. Oh, same thing. I think I selected something, honestly, because it's literally the same thing. But this 750 area, guys, we really have to watch out for this area. Really do have to watch out for this area. Because this area is where you have a lot of selling orders being executed. So at this point now, if we do start breaking these lows over here, at that point, I'll be looking to manage risk just in case I get tapped out, right? So my stop loss is obviously below there. But this area here, 750, really crucial area that we have to watch out from. From here, selling momentum can kick in and we can potentially get stopped out. But again, these candles have not really moved a lot. So yeah, I'm not really worried. Until we actually break the structure lows, which are all the way down there, we're good. We're really good. It's just that a lot of selling orders are being executed here, and we're going to potentially maybe retest this and then start pushing up again, because look at the time as well, right? It's the new 30-minute open, so it's got to create the bottom wick. So look at your 30-minute candle, it's got to create the bottom wick. So obviously it literally rejected off of 750, a lot of selling orders kicked in, and then obviously because it's got to create the bottom wick as well, the push down was really aggressive. So as long as we respect these lows here, we should be good to go. And now potentially from here you can see buyers taking control, right? You saw obviously from here we took control and got a really nice push up. So now if we take control from down here, down this level that we have 66, and then from this, yeah, nice push up, we should be good to go up. And as soon as we start breaking these highs, at that point obviously you want to look to make your trade risk free, because obviously when we break these highs, you don't want to go back to drawdown. You don't want to go back into drawdown. So yeah, above these highs, potentially make it risk free, because you'll be up like 7 pips as soon as you start breaking these highs, right? 6-7 pips. And then obviously I think usually 10 pips is when you guys secure profits on GJ, if I'm not wrong. So you definitely should make it risk free, but until then you need to let it go down. Just as long as we don't get wicked out, this is the only thing I'm thinking, right? That I don't want to get wicked out. That's the only thing I'm thinking. Stop loss, make it a little bit, give it a little bit more room to breathe. Put it at 9 pips. So now look at your 30 minutes again. You're forming a double top here, and you're turning this 750 area into resistance, right? So now the only thing is, this is our key area. Again, you gotta play the game of probability. If you start turning this into a resistance as well, and the 30 minutes forming up bottom wick again, at that point you're like, okay, you don't want to see these structural lows being violated. At that point, if you violate this, the whole trade becomes irrelevant. If you break below this, the trade becomes irrelevant, and I'm taking out my position. Because as I said, this is a really crucial area, 750 area. You have the QP here, you're forming a double top here. You got, guys, look, one thing, right? When you're in a trade, you got to understand how can you manage your positions. You had a really good entry. If you get stopped out, you're only taking like 6-7 pips stop loss, right? And then potential to the top side is really good. And from here, you can potentially start to push up now. And at this point, look, this could be your bottom wick done, right? But if you start pushing down again at this point, starting to break all lows, at that point you're like, okay, what's happening now? Look at this, the 30 minute has created a bottom wick, is breaking the previous lows. At this point, this is not really a bottom wick, is it? It just wants to push down. But now you want to see the 30 minute starting to reject and start forming new highs, not new lows. So start pushing all the way to the top side. That's what you're looking for, right? And then hopefully we can see more volatility kicking in with the new 4 over open. And then obviously you got your NYSE approaching as well. And yeah, let's see. Hey Paul, I have to ask you a question though, my brother. How do you trade this? This is so slow, bro. This is so slow. Literally, I'm back to where my position is now.
Yeah,
But this
usually
should
it's
start
not
pushing
like
up now
this
though, bro.
low.
Because this is the bottom wick done. Now it should start pushing up, start breaking these highs, and go straight to the 10 pip TP hopefully. Look again, where did we see that push down from? We saw the push down literally from here, the most relevant zone. So we start breaking above there, buyers take control again, right? But if we start breaking below here, at that point, most probably we're going to get wicked out. So it's really simple. At this point, we have that bottom wick. You don't want to see these lows being broken. At this point, you want to see the highs being broken, right? Simple as that. So that's why my stop loss is literally really, really tight. I don't mind price coming down to retesting it, collecting some more buy orders to push up. But honestly, we have pushed down enough now, so I don't really want to see any more lows being formed. At this point, the bottom wick is done as well. I want to see this 30 minute just become a rocket ship and start pushing to the top side. Because sells are really, really tricky today, man. Really tricky to take any sell position. And this is like the bottom side of the ranges also. Sells become really tricky. But the buys can really play out because, again, we are at the bottom side of the range. We can literally hold this for at least like 20 pips TP, right? And there we go, straight back up. And now let's see if we can start breaking these highs. If we break these highs, then guess what? The probability is back on the buying side, right? And the bottom wick is done at this point as well. Maybe wait till tomorrow. There's little or no volume. Yeah, that's the thing, guys. That's why we're not trading gold today. Usually we only trade gold. That's why we're trading GJ. Tomorrow we're gonna be back to trading gold. But that's why we're not going in with really high risk positions. My stop loss is literally about 9 pips, and that's less than 0.5% risk on my stop loss. But if I do catch like, you know, about 20 pips, that's going to make me about just about 1%. So yeah, risk to reward on GJ for me, basically. So it's a really small trade, right? Because it's not my main pair. But now as soon as I'm back to gold, I'm risking about 1% per trade. See this area again, holding. You don't want to see this happening. Otherwise, it's going to start breaking to the downside. And at this point, honestly, there is just no volatility in the markets, guys. If we don't start breaking to the top side now, at that point, I think we're just going to start ranging on GJ. What do you think, Paul? Or like, what time do you usually see moves happening on GJ?
Yeah, I don't know. It's pretty fucking slow right now, dude.
Does it usually move around this time, right?
Yeah, like 6:30 to 7. That's when I see the most movement.
So is it 6:30 to 7 now for you? Yeah, it might just be choppiness today, honestly.
Yeah, it's moving pretty slow, and maybe this next 4 hour we'll do something.
That's
Closes
what
in
I'm
like 20
thinking.
minutes.
That's what I'm thinking. Maybe the next 4 hour, but again, you might want to wake us up before the 4 hour opens. So that's the thing,
Yeah,
right? Again, but I would
I'm
not
about
want
to
to
be
take it.
freaked out.
My stop
I got
loss
like
is
12 pip stop loss.
like 5 pips away from the current price action. Yeah, like 5-6 pips away. So I'm good. But if we
Yeah, I'm
start
4
breaking
pips.
below this, if we start breaking below this, my stop loss is literally like 2 pips below the structure lows. Because obviously you want to give it a little bit more room to breathe, because they might just want to, you know, retest and then push up. So you don't want to just put your stop loss literally at the structure lows. You want to give at least like a pip or two to breathe, but not like
Yeah, for
10
your
pips,
spread.
right? Well, honestly, look, this is all we done, man. This is where you got the session opened right here, which was your 1 o'clock. At that point, obviously, it just pushed all the way down, and then we took a position here, got a nice push to the top side, and then again formed a double top here again, same area, and then from there again back to the same lows. So we're basically just ranging at this point now.
Definitely.
So even if I get wicked out, I'm gonna call it a day, guys. Over here now, it's a low risk position, so but it's not about that, right? It's more about like, do I really want to still waste time on this ranging markets? No way. Rather just wait for tomorrow and not risk any more money on this. But technically, this should really play out from here. We should really start forming new higher highs and higher lows from here. This should be the bottom wick done. This should be the double bottom being formed here to start pushing up. I don't understand one thing though. How does it move around NYSE? Do you see a lot of volatility kicking during NYSE, or not as much as
It
NY?
varies. It varies for sure. Because sometimes, even after like NYSE, it'll still be moving.
Because we remember when we used to trade this, it was basically our trades would come literally when you get the NY open, right?
Yeah.
And NYSE, we never waited till NYSE. That's the thing. And I think, guys, at this point, I might be getting wicked out if it pushes down a little bit more. It hasn't violated the structure lows just yet. It's just tapping into them. So if it starts to violate them, another pip or two, I'll get stopped out. The structure lows are just there, right? It hasn't violated them just yet. It's just retesting it. So until you actually see a nice close below this, you haven't violated it. But as soon as you start breaking this, you're going to see a nice push to the downside. But again, really tricky for me to take any sort of sell positions. It can play out really nicely, but it becomes really tricky, man, because you're in this range. It hasn't done anything so far. It moves at my time 8:15 to 8:45. That's in 1 hour. Okay, in 1 hour then. Okay, that's nice. I'm still in this trade though. I haven't been wicked out. As I said, my stop loss is like a pip or two below this, so it's like all the way here basically.
Yo, I'm still alive.
Yeah, bro, this is literally just double bottom being formed. So honestly, that's what I'm thinking as well. Now, if we can start going back into profits, right, and we can start turning the 750 area into support, and then obviously hold it for the next 1 or 2 hours, I can really see us catching like 50 pips, honestly. And there we go. See, that's the thing. It formed a double. See, a lot of buy orders just kicked in here, guys. A lot of buy orders kicked in. Look at this now. At this point, if you start to break these highs, you're going all the way to the top side, right? That's why the stop loss is couple pips below the structure lows. And until we violate the structure lows, the trade is not invalid. I can't move my thing on the trading view because it's bugging out, but the stop loss is below this line, a pip or two below this line. And look at this engulfing bullish candle. What beautiful candle, right? So now if we can start turning this area into support again, we should get a nice push up. But if we break below this, I'm gonna call it a day. But I'm really willing to hold this though. If it starts giving us some sort of nice structure, if we start breaking these highs, that'll be my first confirmation. After that, start turning this area into some sort of support. At that point, that'll be my second confirmation to hold this all the way to the top side. Honestly, I feel like we're gonna see 153.250 today. That's for sure. And I'm really willing.
153, 340.
Yeah, I'm really willing to hold it for at least like 50 pips today, man. Really willing to do that. And hopefully with the NYSE, we see that nice push up to the top side. 153.250. I mean, not 250 exact, but about 200. Because a lot of sellers are saying on 200 as well, that I know for sure.
Yeah, and if we close above the current 4-hour resistance, I'll just move stops to break even.
Yeah. So above above this area, basically above. I mean, I want to make it risk-free, but I do want to give it a little bit more room to breathe as well. So I'm looking to make it risk-free when I see 10 pips profits, 10 pips up. So at that point, I'm giving it at least like 10 pips to, breathe. The thing is, right, because the stop loss is really nice, we're catching this all the way from the downside. If we can really start forming some sort of support above 800, at that point you can really make it risk-free. But until then, I might just give it a little bit more room to breathe until we actually like break out of this range. But look at that, we're our all-time highs for the range. It's literally here, right? And where our all-time highs for the range when our session started, the NY session, is literally here. This is when NY session started. So we've literally just done this whole thing like 14 pips, and now we're going back up again, right? Came down to the lows, the downside of the range. Is going back up. It's gonna come down, back, down, back, down, back. But when it breaks out, you're gonna see a really explosive push, either to the downside or the top side. But it doesn't make sense to take any more positions now though. You just have to let the ones play out, the ones that you have, obviously the active positions. Just gotta let them play out. But obviously when you feel like, okay, this is a winning trade now, at that point you can add to your winners. So I'm really looking to add to my winners if you can see a support being formed up here, as I said.
I am expecting some sort of move for sure, just because it really didn't move through London.
Yeah. Oh, my webcam is frozen. Someone said
he's in deep thought.
Oh no, my bad guys, my bad. Yeah, hold up, let me just take off my webcam on there. Yeah, my webcam is gone. RIP to my webcam. Let's see if we can. Yeah, apologies guys, my webcam is frozen now, but look at this though, it's pushing all the way back up again. I don't know, I think my computer is bugging out a little bit today. It might not even be the charts. It might just be my computer.
We'll see where this 1 hour closes here in 15 minutes.
No, my computer is really strong as well. It's a really... Let's remove this, all of these files that we don't need. It should make it a little bit faster. You know how it goes. Temp.
Yeah, gotta clear.
Oh,
gotta clear the data on there.
Yes, sir. Let's just move this to the left. But honestly, yeah, I think I'm gonna look to hold this, man. Really gonna look to hold this if it plays out. But yeah, there's no business whatsoever breaking these lows though, that's for sure. At that point, our trade becomes invalid. It's a losing day for us, and we just gotta call it a day and accept a loss.
Accept the loss.
Until then, we haven't taken a loss. This is just price doing what price does, right? Right now, our trade is still valid. It's not an invalid trade just yet. Today all are bugging out. Yeah, today everything's bugging out, man. Let's see if we can bring the webcam back. Let's. Okay, there we go. I think I'm back again, guys. Look, I'm moving again. Nice. There we go. We're back again. But yeah, look at that. GJ pushing all the way back up again. Yeah, I'm back to again where my position is. So yeah, literally this is where my position is. I'm down 0.8 pips right now. So yeah, I think we just need to wait for the NYSE to kick in, and the new 4 hour is going to kick in soon as well in the next 14 minutes. Just gotta have to wait, guys. Just gonna have to wait. So let me show you guys what I'm looking for. I want to see a nice close above this. Again, you're getting another push down now to the downside. But right now, just really, really rangy markets. So that's why, guys, look, when you're within a range, you just want to have that nice position open and just let it do its thing. You don't want to take multiple positions within a range. I just have one tiny position running. Look, I'll show you again. I might be getting stopped out at this point as well, but look at that, just one position running. As soon as we start breaking above this, I think we should be good to go. But until then, this is my stop loss just there. My stop loss might be getting hit now, so let's see, because you're seeing some volatility kick in now. If I get stopped out here, I'm gonna call it a day. But until then, I'm good to go. But my stop loss, as I said, is at least a pip or two below the structure lows. So the structure lows are right there, and my stop loss is just down there, right? But until we violate the structure lows, the trade is still valid. It can just push all the way back up from here, because we are within a range. That's how price moves. It'll go up, it'll go down, it'll go up, it'll go down. So that's where you just have to have patience, man. Have to have patience. And yeah, man, I feel like we could have probably, oh, look at gold. We could have caught something nice on gold today, bro. Oh, wow. This is pushing, man. This is pushing. Wow. I don't know why we chose to trade GJ today. Look at this. This is just pushing, bro. 3 candles. Literally pushed up 30 pips. 3 1-minute candles. Oh, no. Even like on a bank holiday, gold is pushing. Look at this beast, man. Look at this beast. And
Yeah, that's crazy.
And we
I
choose
thought
to
it would
trade
be dead
GJ,
today.
bro. We choose to trade GJ because it's a USD bank holiday. And look what GJ is doing. Oh, man. Bro, honestly, I'll be completely honest, guys. Like GJ, I don't like trading GJ. Like the only reason I'm trading GJ is because I wanted to stay consistent with the live streams. But I don't like trading GJ. I don't like it. Look at this. This is what I like. Look at gold. Let me show you gold again. Look how beautiful this is. We could have caught like 2 trades by now, be done, made our profits, but look, and today price action would have been so much simpler as well to trade because it's a bank holiday, right? You're like, okay, it's got the bottom wick now, just look for buyers, look for buyers, look for buyers up to the daily highs. You're not really gonna see any sort of crazy buy or sell orders being executed. It's gonna be clean price action. Look at that, man. Just clean price action, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, new low. Now it's gonna form a new high. That's why I'm telling you guys, trading is such a personal thing. You have to really understand like what sort of strategy resonates with your personality. Something like this, I'll be honest, I can't trade this way. Like I start getting annoyed. I'll be completely honest. I'm like, why is it not moving? What's happening? I'm like, bro, just either like stop me out or go to my TP. You see, with gold, you do get that. So I'm someone that can't really hold positions. That's the thing, right? Trading is such a personal thing. You can be really profitable, but there are still some things that you are really bad at. So for me, holding positions, I'm really bad at holding positions. I like quick moves. I like volatility. So when there is no volatility, I like to stay out of the market. So that's why I was like, you know what? It's a USD bank holiday, so let's just stay out of gold, trade GJ. But look at GJ now. GJ is actually doing, I feel like it's the pound bank holiday, not the USD bank holiday today. It's crazy.
I'm just like, man, stop me out already, or
That's the thing, right? But 100%, I'm never trading GJ again, guys. There's a reason I just don't trade GJ because of this. Because the thing is, this is not the first time either. GJ does this every day, if not every other day. I don't have a love-hate relationship with GJ. It's just complete hate.
This will be my first loss on GJ this week.
Yeah, bro, you haven't lost anything yet, bro. The trade is still valid until you actually break out of the range.
Yeah, I'm kind of already accepting this loss. This is the way price is kind of moving, but we'll see.
I mean, I feel like we can still push up. We just need some volatility to kick in. I don't see us dropping, to be honest, anytime soon. Look how many rejections we have at this point. What makes you think we're gonna drop? Look at all these rejections.
Oh, what
It's
if
just,
if the 4 hour closes like below that support? I think it'll go down.
or if it closes below this support area.
Yeah, it's pretty good confirmation for it to continue down on like the weekly. That it's got clean traffic on the left.
Okay. Yeah, but the
And man, not
4 hour,
even the daily hasn't even moved anything.
yeah.
What is this? 57 pips, bro?
How much does it usually move the daily candle on GJ?
I don't know, because if you look back at what was the
100.
fourth?
Yeah, it pushes up. I think average about 100 pips.
Yeah, the
So
fourth was like 240 pips.
yeah. So I think like if we're gonna push down, we're definitely gonna see like another 50 pips to the downside, right? Easily. But if we do start pushing up, we're gonna see at least like 100 pips to the top side because it needs to form another 50 pips as well. So we have the TP1 is in a really good location if the buys do play out. Otherwise, if we see the sells playing out, as you know, Paul said, we have clean traffic to the left as well, like really nice clean candle. You can really see a nice push at least down to 152, 250. Yeah, 152, 250 can be achieved on GJ today if the sells play out. But again, right now I'm not looking for no sells though. So that's your 250 mark basically. Yeah, that's also below your weekly lows as well. But until we actually start to violate weekly lows, you guys can understand we're forming higher highs and higher lows. We haven't formed a new low just yet. But yeah, again, you have to see what your confirmations are, right? For me, I really want to see this 4 hour just start to reject now, just like the previous one rejected. This one start. Obviously, this is the bottom wick formed at this point now. Like I want to see nice rejections on the 4 hour, and start closing above the support. Next one opens, turns this key area that we have into a support area, starts to go all the way to the top side of the 4 hour range. The 4 hour range is about 36 pips from here. And I can really see us coming to the top side of the range. What do you think, Paul?
Yeah, I'd like to see it go all the way to the top of the range, dude.
Yeah. And once we break out of this range, at that point, you're going to see a lot of liquidity and a lot of orders being executed. That's going to push us straight up to the TP1 because this is a clean traffic. So us actually catching a buy position from here, if it plays out, is going to be really nice risk to reward. Really nice. So it's actually a really good position as well because you have a lot of confirmations there, right? You can potentially catch like 50 pips on this trade if it works out. But if it doesn't work out at that point, we're just going to accept a loss. It is what it is. It's part of the game, right? Ranging markets, we can't do anything about it. It did go in our wave, but again, it didn't do much. It just pushed up like 6 pips, I think. I saw 6 pips tops. That's what I saw. So my position's actually like all the way here. Yeah, I saw about 6.67 pips. That's all I saw basically. That's not even 1-to-1 because my stop loss is literally about 9.7 pips. So like 10 pips is my stop loss basically. Yes, sir. 10 pips stop loss.
You still have the 10 lot?
I still have the what?
The 10 lot open?
Yeah. So my loss altogether will be about $800 if I lose this, which is less than 0.5% of my account. So 1% is $2,000, right? But if this plays out, I'm gonna hold it at least for like 20 pips. So the risk to reward makes a lot of sense. But again, look at gold, just clean price action. This is what we love. See, like gold is like, it resonates with my personality. Energy, I like energy. GJ is like slow, like you don't have any energy. It's like dead. It's a dead pair. GJ is a dead pair. Gold is a volatile pair. Yeah, for me officially GJ is dead now.
That's what I thought gold was gonna be today, dude.
Yeah, GJ, like today I'm at GJ's funeral. If it stops me out, it's officially dead for me. I'm never going to trade it again. That's for sure. Like this is going to be GJ's funeral here on the live stream. So you guys are never going to ever see me trade this pair ever again. Ever. But again, you're within the range, guys. So you don't expect it to break the range. It's just gonna push all the way back up again. Unless we have volatility. At that point you can expect the range to break. Until then it's just retesting the range, the lows of the range. And yeah, imagine though taking like 3-4 positions there, having 2 pips stop loss. Take it all the way to like 10 pips or even to the top side of the range. Imagine trading the consolidation on GJ. But yeah, this is where your discipline kicks in, guys, really. If this trade plays out, lovely. Otherwise, we're going to be disciplined and call it a day. Unfortunately, we didn't trade gold today because this would have been a really easy day to trade gold today. Look at that, just broke out of the range. Nice retest and take it all the way to the top side. Easy 60 pips on gold. But yeah, we'll be back on gold tomorrow. Anyway. Even gold, like with the new 4-hour open, is gonna give us that bottom wick, right? But I don't want to trade it at this point now because there is a bank holiday at the end of the day, and 1/2 is usually when our session opens, and we've missed it now, right? So we gotta stick to GJ because we're in a trade anyway, so there's no point of us actually taking a trade. Guys, do you have any questions for us on the YouTube live stream? Do you guys have any sort of questions? Any questions? Any questions? Look for buy position at 151,500. 151,500. Where?
500.
151. Whoa, that's all the way down there, my friend. I don't know what sort of charts you're looking at, my friend. That's all the way down there. That's like 151,500. I got confused for a second. That's like literally 100 pips away from here.
Yeah. Would be in the cells, dog.
Wow, there we go. Starting to push up again. Nice. Let's just see if we can start going back into profits. First target, obviously, 10 pips, right? So this is 10 pips right here. Let's see if we can achieve the 10 pips. Look at this now. It's starting to push up. Nice. There we go. GJ, volatility kicking in. See now,
Yeah,
this is what we like. This is what we like. Volatility. Let's see if we can break out of the range at this point. Straight up, 10 pips might be coming, guys. There we go. This is what we like. Volatility is kicking in and it's making me happy. This is what we like. Volatility. Volatility is king. Price action and volatility are my favorite things. But let's see now if the volatility holds, or is it just a retest of the top side of the range to go all the way down?
Let's hope not.
Yeah, see this top side of the range is still holding, guys. So we need this top side to break. Like, let me show you on my MetaTrader 5. See, this is the top side of the range. We're still rejecting off of this area here, right? Let me just annotate for you guys. So you see this area right here? We've rejected this area now. If this candle can kind of like engulf this area, start closing above this area here, and then obviously next candle can kind of like open, create like a nice bottom wick, and then we can see explosive candle pushing all the way to 10 pips. That's what I'm looking for. Not the best of, you know, I don't do the best drawings, but it makes sense, right? You want to see this area, you want to see a nice close above this area. This is where you have sellers taking control. Once we can see this candle kind of like closing above this, at that point next one can create a nice bottom wick. As long as we don't break these lows here, we should be good to go. So now let's just see if we can look, these lows here, you want to see these lows being respected, and you want to see these highs being broken. So let's see what happens. There we go. Nice, 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 guys. There we go. Look at this now. It's 3 pips up at this point. There we go. See, told you. And now, what can we expect? The next rejection area is all the way here. We can see price rejects from there. And so now when we can close above there, that's more probability. After that, we have another rejection area just there, right? So now these are pullback areas as well as rejection areas. But again, you don't want to see these lows get violated. At that point, this becomes a rejection, right? Rather than a pullback. As I said, these lows over here got to be respected. Look at that. This is where you had the buying momentum kick in from. If we start to break below these lows, if this candle starts breaking below these lows at that point, the next lows are the support. Again, is going to come to the downside of the range once again. And yeah, at that point, it's just still ranging, man. Yes, some sort of momentum kicking in, but back to the same thing, honestly. Yeah, see, again, you're closing below this at this point now. And if we start breaking this, you're coming all the way to the downside of the range, which is there. And yeah, but again, as long as we don't break this, you are forming higher highs, higher lows, right? And now you need to see another high being formed at this point. Stop breaking these highs, go straight up. They look like massive candles, but they're literally just like 1-2 pip candles. So yeah, even like breaking these highs, just need a little bit of volatility to kick in, and we'll stop breaking those highs, because this is literally just like 2-3 pips over here. So let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Just have to stay on our hands, and I'm definitely not getting excited if GJ moves anymore. For sure, for sure. This is not gold. Look at this.
This is not gold.
This is not gold. Gold is my best friend. GJ is just like, GJ's are up now, man. Our wicked bro gone down, is going up now. You broker is slow. You are broker is slow. Your broker is slow. What are you talking about? It's going up now. I wicked bro. This is trading view, right? My actual broker is Ftmo broker on my MetaTrader 5. No, bro, GJ is a barcode. That's what GJ is right now. Honestly, look at this. All you gotta do is just change the color to black and white. It is a barcode. That's all it is.
Yeah, probably. I think I got like 4 trading weeks left with GJ.
And then it's gonna die out?
Yeah, man, it dies out. Especially like these holidays that are coming up.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna look at GJ. I'm gonna, honestly, after today, you guys are gonna see me. I'm gonna press this cross right there. I promise you. Let's just look at some crypto, man. Let's see if the XRP is making me happy now. Okay, XRP is making me a really happy man, by the way. Really, really happy. XRP.
What's Bitcoin at?
Bro, Bitcoin's at all-time highs as well. But look at XRP, bro. XRP is a beast right now. It pushed all the way up, man. Oh,
You know Money Man?
Moneyman? Is that like a crypto streamer or something?
No, he's a rapper, bro, but he be rapping about businesses and shit, like how he be teaching niggas how to do like LLCs, shit like that.
Oh,
and,
really?
like, blockchain, but he became like the first rapper to get paid in crypto.
Oh,
And
is
they
it?
paid him 15 Bitcoins.
15 Bitcoins, bro.
Yeah.
Mad.
I
Insane.
said, damn, that's wild.
That's wild, man. 15 Bitcoins. That's crazy.
15.
That's insane. But yeah, this is the new 4-hour open now. Let's see. Do we have a bottom wick at this point? Yes, we do. Did we close? Do you consider this a close below the support pull?
Yeah, I do.
So this is considered close below the support, right? The 4-hour.
Yeah.
And you say that's a really good confirmation to go down, right? I feel like we can. I feel like buys can play out now, in my opinion. If we start pushing down a little bit more, get that last retest of the support, and then from there explosive push to the top side, kind of like forming the bottom wick. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I think so. I'd like to see how this like 1 hour, that's a whole nother 50 minutes away, closes.
But yeah, Like
Because
this
if it
could,
closes around like 590,
yeah. If we're gonna start rejecting here now and start pushing all the way to the top side, we should be good to go. Otherwise, yeah, it's got, look, the thing is, right, it's got a nice ranges, or even on the 4 hour the range is all the way down there. But again, do we really want to put our stop loss below the 4 hour? Nah, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I'd rather just, but if we start rejecting from here now, start breaking these highs again for the second time on the 1 hour, at that point we're going all the way up. So I'm definitely looking out for this though. This is your 1 hour highs that we formed. But again, look, it tapped into this resistance, the 4 hour close below the support. This point just becomes a bit tricky. If we break these 1 hour highs again, at that point we're pushing up, man, and I'm holding this. I'm gonna close my eyes as well. But until then, we can get wicked out. But until then, we can really get wicked out. But this is your 1 hour highs, literally up here, right? Yeah, that's your 1 hour highs right there. So this is where we got the rejection from, the 1 hour highs. Now when we get close above this, we're going all the way to the top side. Anyway, bro, I'll be right back, and hopefully by the time I'm back, I'll find out if I've been wicked out or not. I'll be right back. 2 seconds. Oh, the misery has not ended.
oh, he's still alive, dog.
Bro, honestly though, with
cold
the,
as
I
fuck
can,
out here, bro.
yeah, I feel you. I'm about to turn my heater on, bro. But listen, basically, if we honestly start breaking above this, bro, I'm holding GG at least for 30 pips, because most definitely we can see at least 30 pips. That's gonna be my TP, at least 30 pips minimum. I'll make a
Yeah,
risk-free, but I'm not going to secure anything. So if this works out now and we break out of the range, I'm expecting at least 30 pips to the top side, for sure. I'm not
yeah,
even
dude. I
putting
got
money.
my TP for 60 pips. It'd be nice to see.
Man said, forget 30 pips, I'm gonna double it. At this
Yeah.
point, after all this waiting, might as well, right? Might as
Hey,
well.
does it snow over there in London, bro?
Yeah, bro. It's probably like it probably will in a month or two.
Damn.
Yeah, bro. But it don't get crazy like that though, bro. Like it gets crazy in Canada. I know I have family in Chicago and Canada, bro. Over there it gets crazy, man.
Oh, bro, like here, it snows a lot, but it's not like bad. I think it's bad just because I'm from California, man. If it gets below like 60,
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, not good. But the more you head out east here in the States, bro, the winters are more brutal.
Okay, okay.
Especially like New York, just because it's off the ocean,
Ooh, yeah. Nah, bro, I want to visit New York sometime as well, man. Sometime soon.
the Big Apple, bro.
You been there before, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like it?
Yeah, man, I love it. I love the fast pace of a city like that.
Yeah, it's kind of like London, bro. New York. I've heard a lot of people say New York and London are really, really similar, bro. Really similar.
Yeah, London's a fast-paced city.
Really fast, man. This London's really, really fast.
Hey, one thing I'm gonna have to get adjusted to is driving on the other
Oh
side of the road.
yeah, cause your steering wheel was on the left side, right?
Yeah, yeah, you'd be in the
Yeah,
left.
yeah, yeah. Our steering wheel was on the right, bro.
I find that shit so interesting that they do such
Yeah,
a thing, you know? Like,
yeah,
why'd they
but
switch it up?
bro, I don't understand. How'd you drive a car and the steering wheel was in the left? How'd you do that, man? It don't make sense to
Man,
me. Cause even like all the other countries that I've been to, the steering wheel has always been on the right. European
yeah,
countries, Asian countries, where it's only like the your sides where the steering wheel's on the left, man.
it's interesting, huh?
Hey, bro, you know America, man. They like to do everything in their own way. They always want to have the American way. Even
The
the steering
American
wheel,
way.
even the driving has got to be the American way.
Yeah, I find it's like so interesting that they switched it up like that.
Yeah, yeah, I hear you, I hear you. So K says XRP to $8. K, honestly, as soon as the SEC lawsuit is done, we can expect XRP to really, really push up. First target will obviously be 1.90, and then obviously $2, and then $3, and then as soon as we start crossing over $5, I'm just gonna go fly out to some islands and forget about everything because it's going to make us a lot of money.
Yeah, dog, you gotta go to Seychelles.
Yeah, bro. Once XRP goes up to $10, I've gone clear, my friend.
Hey, is Greece close to the UK?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's really close. It's not far at all. I went to Greece, bro.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
really
trying to
nice,
go kick
bro.
it in Mykonos.
Oh, I hear you. I hear you. I went to the Turkish Greek as well. So, like, the North Greece, basically, Cyprus actually,
Yeah.
is being taken over by Turkey. So, you can only go there if you actually visit Turkey. So, I went to Turkey, then I went to there as well. It's actually really nice, bro. It's really beautiful. Should go there, man. It's good. Especially when
Man,
the weather is nice over there. Oh boy! But when I went there, it was raining the whole week, bro. I just stayed in my hotel room eating some naans, bro. They got these. You know what naan bread is, bro?
yeah, yeah, I
Yeah,
do, because
yeah,
we used to have it at this restaurant I worked
yeah.
at.
Bro, they
Put it on
make.
hummus. That shit's
Yeah,
fire.
yeah. Bro, they have this naan bread pizza. Oh man, it's so nice, bro. Like they put kebab on there. They put everything on there, bro. It's nice, man. It's nice in Turkey.
Yeah, bro. Back a few years before I went to prison, dog, I worked at this restaurant, this Mediterranean. It was like a five-star restaurant in Boulder.
Yeah.
Like the whole menu was based off food from over there. That shit was
Okay.
fire.
Yeah, yeah. Now, bro, you see, when it comes to food, like the food needs to have flavor. It needs to have seasonings, right? Like over here, bro,
Yeah.
in the UK, like the food is so bland. Luckily, I'm not obviously like originally from the UK, right? I am British, but I'm not English. Do you get what I'm saying? So luckily, like our food, there's so much seasoning in there. But bro, like I've been invited to like places where there's only English food, bro. It's bland. I
Yo,
can't do it,
I
bro.
can't do bland food,
I
man.
can't
You
do
gotta
bland
put
food.
seasoning.
Bro, the fish and chips, the only thing in the fish is the oil. That's the only thing. Nothing else,
Man,
bro.
I wonder whoever even thought of that, fish and chips.
Fish and chips with a bit of beans, with a bit of beans on the side as well. Don't forget the beans. The way it's rejecting, you should go up. Yeah, trust me, man. It's gonna go up. It's just waiting for volatility to kick in. But that's the thing, guys. We've taken one trade, so we don't have any stress, right? If this works out, lovely. If it doesn't work out, it is what it is. But if it does work out, I'm gonna hold it for 30 pips, right? So now you gotta understand. When's the next time when we're going to see more volume kick in? Probably in another 14 minutes, right? When you get the NYSE open. Until then, if we don't get wicked out, we should be good. Should be good to go. But if you get wicked out now, honestly, bro, if you get wicked out before NYSE and then the NYSE pushes all the way up, that's gonna be a bit. It is what it is, though, right? That's what trading is
Yeah.
about. Honestly, like in order to be a successful trader, you need to accept that losing is part of the game. But when you're losing, can you manage risk? If you can manage risk and you can keep losses small, then guess what? Your winners, they become really big, right? And if you're more consistent with the winners compared to the losses, then what's stopping you from making money? But the only thing that I understand can really mess you up and mess up your progress is your mindset. If you have the mindset that you want to take a win every single day, you don't have the discipline to kind of like say, okay, this is it now. I've taken one or two trades and today just didn't go the way I planned it to be because guess what? That's part of trading. Not every day is going to be a winning day. Today, look, for me, I traded GJ because I thought gold was not going to move. And do I usually trade GJ? No, I don't trade GJ. I trade gold. So straight away, but I have traded GJ, right? So I'm not actually going into this blindly. I have traded GJ, but now I'm like, okay, cool. I don't trade this pair as much. So I do know the ins and the outs, but I don't know this pair as much as I know gold. So at this point, I'm like, okay, I've taken this trade. This was a high probability trade. My stop loss is in a decent place. My position is in a really decent place as well because basically it's at the all-time lows. Look at that. We've caught this all the way from the downside, right? So at this point now, if this works out, I'm really happy. I'm going to hold it for 30 pips. But if it doesn't work out, I'm not going to be sad. I'm not going to be angry. I'm going to be like, okay, it's just part of the game. I'll be back again. I still got tomorrow. I haven't blown up my account. I have not lost even 2% today. Like, there's nothing to worry about. That's the thing, right? You have to take your time with trading. That's one thing people do. They don't take their time. It's like you want to become a doctor, you go to a medical school for like how many years? Like 5, 6, 7, how many ever years it takes, right, to become a doctor. And then obviously you have to practice. You become a junior first. It's just like that. You have to take your time with trading. Look at Roger Banks. I love to use him as an example because I really do, watch his videos for like psychology. I don't really trade like him exactly, so I don't really watch his videos for the strategy or the technical analysis, but I really do watch his videos for the psychology. The man's got his psychology on point. The guy lost like literally so much money on NFP. He had a sell order that got activated, then his buy order got activated. The guy comes back in a day or two and he doubles up whatever he lost. That's what trading is about. Like you need to be able to survive the next day so you can do some damage. If you try to do all the damage in a single day, guess what? It might just not be your day. Maybe the market conditions are not working out in your favor. And then guess what? Because it wasn't your day and you tried to revenge trade, which ended up obviously causing you to overtrade, guess what? Now you've blown up your account. There is no more tomorrow. You have to go back to your old job or whatever you used to do, right?
Yeah, it's fucking deposit back on Sundays.
Imagine going back to,
Trust me, bro,
telling your
been through
manager,
that.
I'm off, I'm a Forex trader now. 2 minutes later, hey, boss, I'm leaving my account. Can I be back? Can I get
my job back?
That's what you have to prevent. You have to understand, you have to be in this for the long term, and this should not be the only way you're making your money. Otherwise you have too much pressure, man. You have too much pressure to make money off trading. You should have at least like, they say like millionaires have like 6 to 7 ways of actually like getting income, right? They have 6, 7 income streams. So yeah, you should do that as well. trading, dedicate time to trading, and then you're like, okay, this is my session. I'm gonna stick to all the rules that I have, my trading plan. So your trading plan should include everything. Your trading session, it should include what sort of setups that you take. It should include your risk. It should include your risk management. It should include everything, right? It should include how many trades you're willing to take. It doesn't mean that just because you're risking 0.25% on one single trade, now you can take 20 trades. No, that can still mess up your psychology because you're still taking individual trades. Unless you're stacking up on one trade idea, then you're like, okay, that's just you using dynamic risk. But if you feel like you're going to lower down your risk to 0.2% and then just take all the opportunities you see, then no, it doesn't work that way either. You really need to have discipline. Okay, NYSE is approaching in the next 9 minutes. Are we going to get stopped out now? I
People
think we
gotta
might be getting
understand
stopped
too
out.
that like the markets are always gonna be there tomorrow.
Exactly. Just
Your
all you can-
capital may not be.
Exactly. Markets do not care about you. Do you think market cares that we've been waiting here for like however long we have been waiting here for? No, markets don't care. And I'm about to get stopped out right now. It just needs to push down a little bit more, and I'm about to get stopped out. And I'm gonna call it a day at that point. Okay, let me show you guys. I've been stopped out, guys. That's it. Now I'm gonna call it a day. Be back tomorrow. We're gonna trade gold again. At this point, I think we're gonna see GJ just push down, but it's just really choppy price action. I don't want to be part of this. But yeah, guys, amazing session today. Guess what we have realized? That whenever we're trading GJ again, you know what, I'm gonna do this right now. Actually, you know what? I don't want to do it just yet because I want to see what GJ does in a little bit. Because we have NYSE approaching in the next 8 minutes. So potentially we might see that push up, right? But being stopped out now though. Have you been stopped out as well, Garcia?
Yeah, I'm out.
Yeah, even me, guys. Again, let me help you. If you've been stopped out and you haven't been trading for a long time, let me give you some advice. Being stopped out is part of the game. But guess what? You being stopped out means that you are managing your risk. You have a stop loss in place. If you don't have a stop loss in place, do you know what happens? I'll give you guys an example, yeah? Actually, I don't know if I want to use that example, because the example is really... Okay, I'm not going to use the example, but imagine you take a position here, you don't have a stop loss, you had a buy position here, you're like, GJ is going to go up, and now you're in 20 plus pips drawdown. Imagine you have like 20 lots open. That's a lot of money, right? And now you're like scared to close the position because you don't want to accept the loss. But when you put a stop loss, you're like, okay, I'm accepting a loss if the loss does occur because it's part of the game. I do understand that, okay, because the trade that I've taken is a high probability trade, but again, you never have 100% of the probability in your favor. It doesn't work that way. But make sure you guys tune in tomorrow though. Tomorrow we're going to do a lot of damage with gold because that's our usual pair. It's just not our pair, right? Even today we could have caught some nice trades with gold, honestly. It did move to the top side. No Lambos, only real stuff. Honestly guys, look, again, you know, like all of those traders that are showing you Lambos and like, you know, those sort of things, they're doing it for the marketing purposes. They want to sell you their signals, their courses and things of that nature. This is like realistic way of trading. Like basically our results are not based on daily basis. Our results are based on like monthly basis as well as like, you know, annual basis. You go understand, right? If you can do 10% return on investment every single month, in 10 months you can make 100% return on investment. So imagine now you have a really big account and you're funded, you have like 200k, 400k, you're making that in 10 months. And now let's say not every month you can do 10%, you're like a break-even month or you're at a slow month, you still have 2 more months left, right? To kind of like make up for the percentage. So simple, it's really simple. But that's again the hardest thing, right? Why do you think so many people fail? Like right now on the charts, I'm like, oh man, it just grabbed liquidity. I want to take another position. Cool. Let's say I've taken another position now. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to make profits. I think Garcia's done that already.
No, I'm out. That was
but imagine, now if this stops you again, that's another loss. You're like, okay, now I took a silly position. It was out of my trading plan. I want to take another position to revenge that, but after that I'll stop. Again, you're like getting stopped again. I'm like, I'm going to take 3 positions now. 100% it has to go my way, right? Surely it has to go my way because this is like my third position in a row now. You get stopped out again, and now you're like crazy. You're gonna smash your computer. You're gonna go crazy, right? Because your psychology is all over the place. At that point, you're doubting yourself. You're saying trading's a scam. No, trading's not a scam. It's just that your psychology is not on your point. You've not been in the markets for long enough to understand that losing is part of the game. You cannot go and kind of like read into like all-time successful traders, like the biggest traders out there. They will tell you losing is part of the plan. So how can you go on Insta and see an Insta guru telling you that is 99% win rate and believe him, not believe someone that used to trade for hedge funds? You know, someone that used to manage real capital, like in billions. Like what we trade is baby capital. Like those big traders, they trade in billions and billions and billions. That's what you call real capital. This is just baby capital here. So if they're telling you, listen, even we take losses, and that's just part of the game, what makes you think that we're not gonna take a loss? We're just retail traders. We're nothing. We're like babies, like tiny, tiny, tiny fish. Like the shark takes a loss, so why can we not take a loss? That's where you have to change your mindset from like a fixed mindset where you're like, either I have the talent to do this or I don't, to like a growth mindset. Like, yeah, I believe I do have the talent, but I need to activate the talent. How can I activate the talent? By realizing like, okay, I've taken a loss now. Can I go over the session and realize why I've taken the loss? Well, why should I do that? Well, if I can do that, then next time coming into the session, I'll know, okay, yesterday I took a loss due to this reason, and if I do see this reason again, I'm going to stay out of the markets, and I'm just going to take a setup that makes me profits. And why did we take a loss today? Was it because our analysis were wrong? No. It's because the markets are ranging. It's so simple, right? Now, are we going to take another position? No, we're not going to take another position. Why are we not going to take another position? Because we're really disciplined. Have we broken out of the range yet? No, we haven't broken out of the range just yet. Look, it just pushed down a little bit. And then imagine, it looked so good. You had your pin bar candle. Again, we took a position here. Now it's going back into drawdown once again. So what's that going to do to your psychology? It's going to really mess up your psychology, right? So guys, trading is literally all about your psychology. If you understand that trading will not make you rich overnight, and you understand the process, like there is a process to becoming consistently profitable, and you trust the process and you do your best to obviously like, you know, do everything so the odds are stacked in your favor, then eventually it'll work out, right? Naturally. But you can't put a time limit. If you go and do your research, even look at the successful retail traders, they'll tell you like, look, it took us 4 years to become successful. It took us 5 years to become successful. I always use Raja as a story because Raja is someone I really do look up to, right? He's really successful now. He said first year of trading, he had like 100K in savings, and he lost everything. Everything. Imagine being in his shoe, losing $100,000. That's all you had for your savings. And now, just the other day, I saw he made 100K off one trade because he trusted the process. He didn't let the losses break him. And he didn't let the mentality of retail traders take over either. Because what's a retail trader? A retail trader loses money, right? They lose money. If you look at the stats, I think 90% of the retail traders lose money. So how can you be the 10%? By having a different mindset. Everyone can be good at analysis. Like being good at analysis, everyone can do that. Everyone can eventually learn to do technical analysis in a year or two. Like 100%. If you dedicate 6 months to a year to trading, you can really get good at technical analysis. But can you get good at psychology? No. Psychology comes with experience and time by taking losses and understanding that losing should not affect you in any sort of way. Losing is part of the game. It should not affect you. If it affects you, then guess what? You need to, again, go do your research and understand what trading is, because losing is part of the game. But look at us now, guys. We're so calm. I'm not pissed off. Why should I be pissed off? My session ends in like another 30 minutes. So the loss that I took was within my session, right? It wasn't that I was holding that trade for like 20 hours and then I got stopped out. No, my stop loss was in a very sensible place and I got stopped out, and it is what it is. And now look at this, price is dropping down again. So my stop loss actually prevented me from taking a bigger loss. So now imagine I was being so negative about this and I was saying I want to hold this because it needs to go up because my trading analyses are always accurate. Guess what? I'll be in a deeper drawdown now, and potentially pricing just keep on going down and down and down, and I could have ended up blowing up my account. But now what I've done is I've managed my risk. I haven't even lost 2%. Usually I risk about 1 to 2% per trade. I think I must have lost just a little bit under 1%. Yeah, so I've lost less than what I won yesterday, right? So I made more than 1% yesterday, and I've lost just a little bit. Just about 1% basically today because I took 2 positions, right? And they both got wicked up. But again, I took tiny positions. That's what trading is about. Now I'm going to come back tomorrow and I'm going to take another position. But it's not going to be on GG, it's going to be on gold. And you guys know I'm really good at gold. So potentially I'll end up winning that position, right? But am I going to take another position? No. I'll call it a day. 1 trade a day, max 2 trades a day. 2 trades a day when I say is like dynamic risk positions, right? 0.5% risk per trade for me. So same thing applies tomorrow. It never changes, right? You just have to stick to the trading plan and just repeat it again and again and again. And people feel like trading is about always being profitable. No. Trading is about being consistently profitable. That's the key word, consistently. Everyone can be consistently lucky. You can't be consistently lucky, my bad. Everyone can get lucky. If the markets are trending and you always just buy the lows, you're going to be really profitable, right? But what about when the markets are ranging and then when the markets are not trending? Guess what? You're going to get stopped out again and again and again. So that's why, guys, you got to understand the psychology. That's why taking this minor loss does not affect us in any way whatsoever. We are professional traders over here, and we understand that this is obviously part of the game. We'll be back tomorrow again, trading our usual pair, which is XAUUSD, and yeah. So I'll catch up with you guys tomorrow. Hope you guys had a good session. If you have any questions, go ahead and ask me on Insta. And yeah, that's about it. Have a lovely